Thank you, Lord, for still keeping us as a living source. Lord, our hearts have been restored, Lord, refreshed through the testimonies, Lord. As Paul said, what we are today is only because of your grace, Lord. Yes, Lord, my dear brothers and sisters who have possessed all the blessings from you, Lord. Lord, you are the promise giving God and promise fulfilling God, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for everything. And Lord, this time, Lord, as we from your word, Lord, remember the servant also, Lord, using mightily, Lord. Give us the attentive ears so that we could hear and become transformed into your likeness, Lord. We commit this time into your mighty hands, and we ask this in the most exalted and the matchless name of our Lord and our Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen. God bless you.
Those who are putting the screen the words, would you please put up verse 19 of that chapter? Philippians chapter 4, verse 19. Let's read on that screen for a moment. Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah. The Bible says, give thanks for everything. One thing I also want to give thanks to God this morning. Many years ago, when I was working with a private company, they could afford anything they wanted. This one person had this one car, I kind of liked it at that time. That's I can afford it. I only dreamed about it in a way. It is not new, but used one, but still is new to me. I just want to thank God for providing a vehicle for me last week, and I thank God for His provisions, and I rejoice what God has done for me. I want to thank God for it. Amen? All right. Now I'll come back to the topic. I will title this message today is called, My God Shall Supply Your Needs.
Praise the Lord.
There's two Bible verses in this passage, chapter 4, that we often quote. But we often quote them in a misunderstanding way or in a different way. He says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. That's one word. Verse 19 says, My God shall supply all your need according to His riches and His glory. The way we often say is, My God shall supply all my needs according to His riches and His glory. But that's not what the word says. My God shall supply all your needs. Praise the Lord. God will provide you all your need, not all your greed. Difference. People are greedy, but people are also needy. God promises He will give all your needs. He is able to do that. I'll come to that story, that passage, but I want to just wake you up a small story about a woman. An elderly woman was praying for a long time that she needed $100. So the neighbor heard about that she is praying for $100. He was also a Baptist believer. He said, I think I should go and give her $50. So he went out the next day and knocked at the door and said, well, I heard you praying for $100. I felt in my heart to give you at least $50. And she got the $50 and she got inside. She never stopped praying. She said, keep on praying, Lord, don't send a Baptist believer next time because he took half of my percent. But actually she only needed $50 for her need. But she was praying for 100 more. God always provides your need. But this passage is to be understood of the context of which it is been written. The context of the story is, or the statement is, as you read in the previous passages, verse 13 onwards, if there was a church who is very poor in financially, it was the church in Philippi. There are many other churches who are well established, financially well off, but Paul says none of them did not contribute to my need when I was actually going through some struggles financially. He said that in my gospel, in my trial, in my difficult times, in my need, no one else helped me except you as Philippians. Not because you are surplus worthy. I know you also have need, but you have helped me in many ways. Therefore, this church was a willing church, a church who is embrace the charity of helping others. God's people, God's servants, the ministry, their heart is to serve God. Many times we say, when I serve God, what do I mean? Do I have to be a pastor? Or I have a deacon? Or I have to be an elder or evangelist? Many other forms I can only serve God? No. Whatever way that God has enabled you, the opportunity that God gave you. Maybe sharing one word to a person who is struggling in their life with as God's love towards them. It is also a ministry. Whatever that you do unto a man who is in need. Jesus gave the example about who is your neighbor. And the story goes on about a man who was going from Jericho to Jerusalem. And he had been caught by the robbers and he was being left. And there was a priest and the Levite went by. Nobody helped him, but there was a Samaritan went by and he saw him and he stopped his horse. And he traveled and he picked him up and take him to inn and provided for whatever they had. And the story goes on, whoever have a need is your neighbor. Neighbor is not a person who always have to live next door to you. A person who is your neighbor is anyone that you come across in your life who have a need that you perceive. And if you can help them the best that you can, that person is your neighbor. It could be in your workplace, it could be a neighbor, it could be any other place that could be. Whenever that you have that opportunity, keep that thought in mind. Who is my neighbor? My neighbor is the person that I am able to do something for them when I see that they have a need within my ability. Praise the Lord. Please remember that story. Amen? Hallelujah. In this passage, Paul is saying is, since you have been very generous, very loving and very kind, benevolent in your willingness to help me when I was in need, I know you also have need. Then I can tell you, the God that I serve, my God, everybody say with me, my God, shall supply all your needs. He will supply your need because you have helped me when I have a need. When we are willing to help someone else who is in need, that doesn't make you drain out your resources. Rather, God will supply you more, that you'll be able to help more people in the long run. Praise the Lord. The Bible is filled with stories about the people who have that attitude in their mind, how God has helped them. Praise the Lord. So whenever that you read this passage, don't just simply call that, my God shall supply all my needs. No, my God shall supply all your needs because you have helped me when I was in need, and therefore the same God that I serve will also help you in your needs too. We can truly apply that word to our personal life. If you are the person who have been contributing to the need of other people, truly that word applies to you. That meaning is, since I have done it, God will also provide my needs also. Amen? Praise the Lord. Our God is like a Joseph. You know what Joseph did? When Jacob in the book of Genesis, I believe it's in chapter 24, the book of Genesis chapter 42, verse 42, verse 25. Could you put the word on the screen so we can read? Genesis chapter 42, verse 25. Then Joseph commanded to fill their sacks with corns and restore every man's money into his sack and give them provision for the way, and thus did he unto them. These are the brothers of Joseph. When his father Jacob found in Egypt there is plenty of corn, meaning his food. There's plenty of food is out there. So Jacob said, why are you guys waiting and looking around? Go to Egypt. And go to, not knowing that it was Joseph there, but you just go and take the money with you. And go and buy the corn, buy the food that you need so that you may live. So the children of Jacob went to Egypt. When he went there, they met Joseph, but he did not reveal himself who he is. But he told to the servants, you guys give them enough food and don't take any money from them. Put their money back into their sack. And not only that, make sure that you give them enough provision for their journey. You can see the love of God, and God's love in the heart of Joseph. He could have been revengeful because his brothers really tried to hurt him. They tried to kill him. They threw him in the pit. They sold him. Everything humanly possible they can hurt his life, they have done. But Joseph had no revenge mentality. His thought was, for such a time, God has kept me in this place for your need and for your sustenance. I compare that with our Heavenly Father. How much God loves us. When we have a need, when we go before Him, He doesn't need your money. He gives that money back to you. And not only for the money back to you, He also said, give enough supply of food so that on the way they need something to eat. Give them the provision for the way. Not only the corn, but there are food that is ready to use on the way. You give them also that one. And as Joseph commanded, the servants gave them enough food, the sack filled with corns. Then he also returned the money that they bought for. And they also give them enough provision for their journey. If you can compare Joseph with our God, that's how our God loves us. Hope you understand the truth. Our God not just loved us because you gave something back to Him. He doesn't need of our money. Because the Bible says in the Psalm 24, we can read Psalm 24, verse 1, it says, the earth belongs to God, and all that there is, and all the people who are dwell in their land belongs to God. Isn't that true? The Bible says the earth is the Lord's. The whole earth belongs to Him, and the fullness thereof, and the world, and they that dwell in them. In other words, all the people who live in the land also belongs to my God. How great and how awesome, how powerful, how rich is our God. We many times don't understand how rich our God is. When we feel our needs, we think that really God can help me on this. Don't question that, because the Bible says this earth that you dwell is belong to Him. Praise the Lord. That meaning is He has full authority over this earth, and He holds everything. And the fullness thereof, the whole world, and all the people who are dwelling, living in this world belong to Him. Hope you understand what I mean. Whose this is earth? Belongs to God. Praise the Lord. Even though people who are ruling this government in this country, we are divided into countries, 5 continents, every country have people who in charge of it, but really who owns it? God. God who owns the earth. Amen. And everything on this earth, all the properties and all the assets that we can think of, it also belongs to Him. Amen. Paul saying to the Philippian believers, since you have contributed to the need that I was, and I believe my God is speaking the resource, where the source of supply coming from. 3 points I want to bring from this passage. One is, where is the source of your supply? Where is the source of your supply? Every source that you know in this world have its own limitations. Hello. Every resources that you can imagine that will supply your need, it has its own limitation, its own boundary, and the supply will run out of one day. Praise the Lord. Do you agree with me? Say praise the Lord if you believe it. So who is the source, or where is the source of our supply? Supply for all our needs. There is not a single place that you can find. You can find all your needs can be met. I know there is Menard, there is also many other department stores that you can go and find. There is all things are there, but still they don't have. I was looking for the other day in the South Haven when I went with my son. I saw he have a house with a small latch. You can put them on the side of the door there. Somebody tried to open, does it open? It's a small thing, it's not expensive. So we went to Menard and I said, do you have this small gadget? They said, no, we don't have it. They have everything else they have, but they don't have this. So my point is, Even if you think the people have every resource available, but they don't have all of them. Only one person, one source, one place that you can find all your needs can be met. That is God and God alone. Hallelujah! Because this earth belongs to Him. All the things of the earth is also belong to Him. All the people on this earth also belong to Him. Therefore, I can say, God is my source of my supply. Come on, say with me. God is the source of my supply.
Praise the Lord.
Amen. Make sure that you know where the source is. Where is the place that you can find? Praise the Lord. That's why it is so important that you need to tap into the resource every day so that you can meet your need every day in your life. Hallelujah. Somebody listening to me this morning understand this too. Tap into the resource which is God and God's presence every morning, every evening. God, without you, we have nothing. Unless you give us the strength, we have no strength. Unless you provide us the ability to work, we cannot work. Unless you give us another resources in life, we will have nothing to live by. So God, you are our resource. You are the source of our life. You are my strength. David always think, the Lord is my strength and my shield, my buckler. Whom shall I fear? Because the Lord is with me. God is the source of our supply. This morning, as you're listening to this message, may I remind you, you might be struggling with some problem, some need in your life. I want to assure you, whatever might be your needs are. It could be physical, it could be spiritual, it could be financial, it could be any other area in which that you have a need. Hello? Can I see some hands with some need? Don't tell me what your needs are, but show me some hands that someone has needs this morning. Every person who is living have a need. The only person who don't have a need is somebody dead. Their needs are met. Every person who living on the face of the earth, they will have one form of another kinds of need. But I want to tell you, there's only one source and one place that can find all your needs. That is God and God alone.
Praise the Lord. Amen.
For confidence say, my God whom I serve will supply all your needs.
Praise the Lord.
I want to proclaim the same word to you this morning. The same God that you and I serve, He is able to provide all your needs. But before we receive that blessing from our hearts, we also should be willing to do something for God. I want you to turn attention to the book of 2 Kings chapter 4, verse 8 through 37. Actually, verse 1 through 7. You find another story, 2 Kings chapter 4. There's two amazing stories that you find in the passage. One is the story about the Shunammite woman, and the other one is the widow who has need. The first story is a widow who had her husband passed away. She was left with a huge debt, and she don't know what to do. She went back and saw the prophet Elisha and said, your servant and my husband is gone. But he left with a huge debt. I spoke on that yesterday. I don't know what to do. The people that we owe money are coming to capture, take away our children as slaves. We are going to lose everything that we have. But we believe God may have some sorts of help. God can help even in the difficult time. I don't see no way of out of this situation. I don't have anything to sell out. I don't have no resources. But I believe God has some way of helping those who are in need. So when you have a need, instead of complaining it, instead of broadcasting to the 10 people, oh, I have this need, no one help me, go to God. Go to God's presence. Kneel down before Him and say to Him, He is the King of Kings, Lord of Lords. He is the source of all your supply. So she followed that example. When she went there, the prophet Elisha said, I want you to go to your neighboring homes and find the empty vessels and fill your homes with empty vessels. And finally, then you have to pour the little oil that you have. What you have is very little. But then you start pouring them, and you see it began to multiply. By faith, she obeyed, and the house was filled with oil. Finally, she came back and told him, I did what you said. Now my house is filled with gallons and gallons of oil. What shall I do now? Even then she asked, and God gave them wisdom. Go and sell it and live the rest of your life. pay off your debt also. Did God supply your needs? Yes. What did she give? Her husband's life was faithful before God. He gave his life to serve God, and when he is gone, God has not forsaken this family. Because you serve the Lord, God will also find help for your need also, and your children and your family's need along with it. Praise the Lord. That's why the Bible says, I never seen the righteous suffer, nor his children go without food. നീതിമാൻ തുണയില്ലാതിരിക്കുന്നത്, a righteous without help, nor his children beg for food, I never seen. The Bible says, I never seen that a righteous suffer, meaning he's without any help, nor his children have to beg for food. The Lord will always provide their needs. What we need to do is live right in the sight of God. Amen? Praise the Lord. Another example that God supply all your needs is the same chapter, verse 8 through 37. We find another woman. Her name is not mentioned, but only the city that she was living, therefore we call the Shunammite woman. She was a Shunammite. She lived in Shunem. Just like we call Keralites Bombay-wala or Delhi-wala, I don't know what they call it. Wherever that city that you live in, people attach the name of the city and call them. So this woman have perceived, she did not be asked for it. This is the key. She did not ask, or the prophet did not ask for any help. He was passing by her house. Every summer, he go to different cities. But as he was passing by, this woman felt, I wish this man could have taken a break on the way of his journey. Miles and miles he walked on his foot. Maybe it's a good time that he can rest for the night, and then he can continue his journey in the ministry. So she asked her husband, can we make a small room for this man? I see that he's a man of God. Can we help him? Do something for him? It is not the prophet asking for, hey, I need a room for your house. He never asked that question. But she was willing to do something, perceiving the need. How often that we perceive the need of someone who is going through some difficult times in life. I'm challenging every one of you this morning. Think about it. You hear about someone's need, you know they are struggling, but we just ignore it. We don't do anything about it. That is not a true Christian life. As you hear this message, may God's Spirit inspire you to see. If you see someone who is really going through some difficult times, especially as a believer, a man of God, a child of God, a sister or brother in the Lord, who is going through the difficult time. I often, not to brag about it, but I often visit a family, a husband and wife, they both are believers, but they don't come to our church. It doesn't matter. But I often call them and pray and visit them in the hospitals when they know that they need some help and support, and make a call to see that I can be helpful to them. And I'm sure that you also have opportunities to meet people, or visit people, or encourage them. Do something. When you perceive something that you can do, if you make the effort, you'll be amazingly see how God will help you in your need. Praise the Lord. We always concerned about our need, but we also need to be concerned about what can I do to help other person who is also in need. We are always self-centered. We always said me and my family. That's all I care. But that's not how Christian life is. God so loved the world. God could have lived comfortably without coming to this earth and suffer for all of our sake, but He saw that these people need help. So He was willing to come down to this earth and suffer for us and showed us an example how to love others. Christian life is made up of that principle of loving other people. This world is a world which is full of hatred. But you and I are the salt of this earth. We should practice what God, Jesus, have taught us. That we should live in such a way that we can become a blessing to our neighbor, to our city, the people that we come across, and they remember so and so is trustworthy. I can count on them. At least they will be help. that our character, our behavior, our attitude, our mindset shall be in such a way that we want to become a blessing to other people. When you make that choice, just like Job prayed for his friends, even though he was struggling, but he began to pray for his friends who were suffering. And the Bible says God changed his situation right then. If we put this into practice. So this Shunammite woman, you know the story, I don't need to explain all that. And what she did was amazing. She made a room for him, a table, a lamp, a bed, that he can rest, all that he did. And then he asked him, what can I do for this woman? And when she was asked, she said, I have everything. I live among my people. I know the people. I'm pretty much well off. I don't really see anything that you can help me with. She didn't even think that this man can help him with anything. He asked him, can I ask anything for you for the king? Or the people who are in authority, maybe I can recommend for you. They will be able to help you. If I go and ask them, therefore, definitely they will help you to support your need, whatever that may be. She said, no, I don't need any help. I'm fine. But the Gehazi, the servant of this prophet, saw something that was needed. He said, Master, this woman, in this home, they have no children. They have no children. When he knew about it, he prayed. And he pronounced, by this time next year, that I pass by, the Lord will bless you with a child. How does that blessing came? That blessing came because she perceived a need to serve God. She perceived a need that how could she serve God? By using that example, we can also find God will bless you. Praise the Lord. If you remember the story about TBN President Paul Crouch, in the early part of his ministry in the global television, they were going through some financial struggle. And he finally decided, I have no money to pay for the rent or the lease. So he decided to sell his house. He sold his house to pay for the bills for the television station so it will continue to grow, continue to function. And later on, one of his statements, he said, since I give my house to God, God will be 12 houses around the world. 12 houses around the world. These are true stories, not something that made up. 12 houses around the world, beautiful, well decorated, mansions. God will for me. But before I receive that blessing, God put me a test. Will I sacrifice for the glory of God, what God gave me? He did that. If that inspires you to do something for God's glory, for God's kingdom, let us put into practice so you will see the amazing work of God in your personal life. If I say this story, you will not think that I brag. You know, in Kerala, when we were born, there are very few people who are rich. There are very people who are millionaires or people who are in crores of properties. My dad, you know, he was always a man who served the Lord whatever he can do. I told him one time he had to take some money out of his savings account and like a crusade. Nobody said, we have the money. And he said, well, that means the money. I saved some money in my small savings account. I'll take it out and I will give it for the word of the Lord. And God honored him for that. And when my brother, he got a job in this country, he said, I want to buy a house in the Navajo Witchin. It's $1 million. I think it was $10 million property. Today it's worth a lot more than that. Because I want to see that my dad, see a house that he owns, that he has a key, an expensive house, how God blessed us financially, materially, because we serve the Lord. When you serve God with your substance, God will never be indebted to anyone. And God will definitely prosper you and bless you. Amen. So you know the story about the oil, how God multiplied. You know the story about the Shunammite woman, how God blessed her with. Amen. And you know the story about the boy who had 5 loaves of bread and 2 fishes in his hands. He could have said, no, guys, This my dad gave me, or my mom gave me, I will not give this to you. But he said, well, you want me with Jesus? Here it is. He gave it to me. So his willingness to give away what his substance was. He did not go hungry, did he? The amazing story, even today he speaks about it, because the willingness of that small boy to give for the benefit of God's blessings. And God blessed us bread. Give us also food. I don't know that you before after eating that small loaf of bread, but this time he was full too. So everything that he gave was much more blessed in his life. Amen? Hallelujah. Should I say more? We conclude by simply saying this to you. If you are in need of any situation, anything in your life, find where the source of supply is coming from, which is God. God is the source of supply. And let's understand what the scope of the supply. How long this supply will last. You know, Hagar could only carry a bucket of water or a gallon of water. But when God opened a resource for her, it was a fountain of waters. Never dries out. Similarly, the Bible says, He will supply all your needs. Come on, say with me. All your needs. God will supply all our needs because He has the ability to do so. He has the resource for it. And He is plenty in supply. Never dries out. Even though our supplies may run out and the trust may not be there, but God will. Thirdly, what is the standard in which that God supplies? Someone was saying that if suppose you are traveling and you see a man was walking behind and you see another car was coming to hit this man, but he pulled him out and he was saved. Luckily that man was Bill Gates. You think that he will eat his hand and give him $1? He will not do that. Based on his status, he will do something greater than $10 or $20. God is rich in His mercy, rich in His glory, rich in His power, according to His riches in His glory. God will supply your needs how? According to the riches of His glory. Can you imagine how glorious our God is? How powerful our God is? If you don't understand how powerful our God is, just look at the small star which is the sun that is close to you. He could stand on that heat. Praise the Lord. The one who created the universe, all the galaxies by His power, by His wisdom, by His knowledge, how awesome and glorious our God is. That's why the Bible says the heaven declares His glory. Our God is a glorious, powerful, everlasting God. Amen? Hallelujah. So from this verse, Paul was telling to the Philippian believers, my God shall supply all your needs according to His riches and glory in Christ Jesus. Before we can appropriate that statement to our life, ask ourselves a question. What do we do to glorify God? What do we do to help others when we have an opportunity? Do we perceive that when you come across people who are really struggling or needy, will you be able to help anything for them? If not, then this message is a challenge for you. Before we take the promise of blessing from God, we also have a commitment and also an accountability how we serve God with our substance, with our ability that God has given. God is not always looking for money. It's not what God is looking for. Keep in mind, all you are, all you have, all that you're going to have is all belongs to God. It is not ours. Praise the Lord. I felt to say this to you. There are so many people out there in the hospitals right now. They were healthy at one time, but they lost their health. Many people wanted to live, but the doctors have given you will have the 6 months or 1 year to live. But God has enabled us to be healthy. Be strong, enjoy the life, be blessed, have a wonderful family. Many, many wonderful things that God has given. I'll be thankful to God. I'll be using our resources and blessing to honor Him, through which our life will be more blessed. Giving back to God is not a waste of loss. Bible says God is not a debtor to anyone. You believe that? God is not a debtor to anyone, because I never seen or heard someone being poor because he gave to God. I have seen and heard God bless them 100 times more than they could have because they believe in God's word.
Great.
And they honor God by the substance of Spirit. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Revelation chapter 3 verse 22 says, it is God's mercy that we are not consumed. His mercy is new every day. According to His riches and glory, He will supply all our needs. But we also have an obligation that we should also do something for God. May not be much, but what we have. They remember the story about Elijah, who was going to see a woman who is in Sarephat. What she had was nothing much, only very little. She said, I have only enough to make 2 cakes, one for me, one for my son. And we both going to eat and we're going to die. But she perceived this as a man of God who is asking, go and make one for me. She believed the minister of God, the man of God. And she honored God. And honored God's man of God. And because of that, the Bible says, her flour never run out. Her oil never run out. There was always plenty of oil. There was always plenty of flour in the house. So she can survive the rest of the season. How wonderfully God blessed. My God shall supply all your needs, but you have to do something to God back. You have to do something back to God. Whatever might be that God is asking you, you will just do that. And you will see great blessings coming to your way. To receive the principle that God has taught us was give. God gave His Son. Giving is the first principle for to receive. None of us wanted to give, we also want to receive. Giving is always the best way that God has taught us. But it says, ask, you shall receive. Seek, you shall find. Matthew 7:7. And knock, it shall be opened. Are you ready to knock? Are you ready to ask? Are you ready to seek? So that your needs shall be met. Amen? How do you believe this word is to you tonight, this morning? My God shall supply all your needs. And you can truly substitute with the word. If you are a person who is willing to do something for God's word, you can say, my God shall supply all my needs. Because you have done something to glorify God. Even though Paul is saying to the Philippians, you can also appropriate that word to your own personal life, because I have done something for God. So I know my God will provide my needs. When I have done something for Him, I can assure in my heart, God will also supply my needs.
Praise the Lord.
So 3 things. The source of supply is God. Amen. The extent in which the God gives you is all of it. And the standard in which God gives is according to His riches and His glory. Remember those 3 steps. Where is the source of His supply coming from? Even if you have a job, don't think that it is the employer who gave you the job. Think God supplied this need to this person. Amen.
Amen.
Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Give God all the glory, all the honor that belongs to Him. You close your eyes as we will pray. Praise the Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Just give us a plea on this song. I want all of you to stand before the Lord this morning as we will pray. Praise Jesus. You will have lifted your hands and I ask the question, what is your needs are? For people who have needs this morning, most of you, I believe you have lifted your hands. So I believe that everyone who is standing before the Lord this morning, you have a very specific need. I don't really need to know what that specific need is, but God already seeing it this morning in your hearts. Praise the Lord. By the action of the Holy Spirit, I am prompted to ask you, if you believe that God can answer your need, I want you to step out of the aisle, come to the front, and stand in this row right here. We're going to pray together by faith. Come on. Praise the Lord. If you believe that God can answer your need, God can supply your need, and God is faithful to you, and you want to be faithful to Him, Ask Lord. Lord, I believe that you are my source of supply. Confess this word in your hearts and say, Lord, you are the source of my supply. Praise the Lord. Nobody else can supply all my needs. Only you, O Lord, you can supply my needs. Come on, believe that in your heart this morning. Jesus, I believe in you. I trust in you. As you come before, it is a sign of your commitment. It is a sign of your dedication. It is a